Evening. Welcome to Football with Brownie. Hope you're well, keeping safe, keeping each other safe, and spreading the love during this pandemic. Although, hand on heart, I haven't been spreading much love towards a certain Cardiff City player this weekend. However, I'm prepared to move on. For the sake of a club, I'm prepared to move on. Anyway, hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend. And just for a little bit of a change tonight. Change of background, change of colour. Let me know what you think, really. Okay, before we go any further, check that ticker bar below. Please like, share, most importantly, subscribe to Football with Brownie. The Facebook page is there as well, the Twitter and the Instagram. Now, the current figures are above. I've updated them about a minute ago. So, we did two short of 1,720 on YouTube subs. Facebook page, Twitter followers, although it have to be said, the Facebook page and the Twitter followers, they've been new profiles, really, probably in the last 12 months. The old profiles, which was taken down because of a controversial video, which everyone else apart from YouTube thought it was controversial, did have more. So we have to start again on that. Anyway, that's my Insta followers as well. So how'd your weekend go? Just finished. Everton. One moment. Just finished Everton 2 Arsenal 1. Oh, geez. Didn't Rafa Benitez need that result, and especially Everton owner Farhad Moshiri. I did put an upload on around about an hour ago, shortly after that. Let's be honest, very embarrassing protest in which went around social media on the weekend. However, I say embarrassing. I think the Everton owner, Farhad Moshiri, played an absolute blinder. I'm sure that him and his advisors looked at the footage after the Merseyside derby, and a number of fans were criticising director of football or head of recruitment, whatever the bloody title was, Marcel Brands. They were aiming their anger at Marcel Brands. Now, the protest announcement came up over the weekend about this protest tonight, and it spread through social media like wildfire. It's on my Twitter as well. However, 24 hours ago, the owner sacks this Marcel Brands, and I think it was that he basically threw him under a bus, and that really weakened the enthusiasm. Of this protest tonight, and as a result, one man and his dog exited the stadium on the 27th minute. However, the good news for Everton fans was that the people who actually stayed, the vast majority who stayed, did see Everton come back from a 1-goal down deficit and win the game in the end by 2-1. That now could well be the launchpad of Everton's recovery, because they've had some real dreadful results of late. I think it really turned around on that Watford game. Everton were winning about 10 minutes to go. Watford absolutely, I think it put 4 on them. They won 5-2 or 5-3 in the end. I don't think Everton recovered. Also, it has to be said regarding Everton, whether people want to accept that Brands was responsible for some of these signings, because it does come across to me, especially with the managerial appointments, which have been disastrous for the club. It does come across to me that the owner likes a big name. No matter whether they're good at a job or bad at a job, they like a big name. And because of that, they're breaking FFP rules left, right, and centre. And they've been spending for 1 year. I think they spent hundreds of millions on about 5 number 10s. You can only play one number 10 in a single bloody game. But anyway, that's for them to deal with. I'm glad they won tonight. Not because, I'm anti-Arsenal. I have many Arsenal fans, especially in the YouTube community. But Arsenal fans as friends, sorry. But I think for the long-suffering fans, I'm glad they won tonight. The other uploads I've done today has been, after the uploads I done yesterday, kind of a depressing upload, especially about that lovely little kid, Arthur, who, sadly passed away through monsters, absolute monsters. Those were the uploads I done on yesterday. So I thought a bit more upbeat, and we had a Leeds director of football kicking off with a Leeds fan after Patrick Bamford yesterday scored the equaliser against Brentford. And I mean proper kicking off. Listen, we all love passion. We all want passion from people within the club, whether it's, we all want people showing their passion for the club inside the club. For example, we all want a manager kicking off when things aren't going right, you kicking off on a side, or but this director of football at Leeds yesterday really showed his passion, really kicked off. And you know what, it kind of like, it would, for maybe old school football fans like myself, it was kind of like it was so against the grain. Or you say nothing. You keep your mouth shut. Blah 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 blah. Leave fans rant. This director of football absolutely lost it. And he done the 2-finger salute as well. So check that upload up as well. Upload. What was the other upload I done as well? Oh shit! The other upload. Oh yeah, West Ham fans. I think it must have been before the game yesterday. Absolute. Well, we won what? We're on a 6th of December at the moment, so it was a late entry they've done for the Christmas number 1. And the Christmas number 1 being Bowen's on fire, and he's beep Danny Dyer. Now, for people who don't, one of the first comments that come into that upload was, "I thought you were on about." No, that it's Danny Dyer, who's the daughter of Danny Dyer. Right, so so that was really enjoyable. So, how was your weekend, guys? How was your weekend? Let's go through the results. We'll go through the Premier League results from Friday, and we'll take it from there. Bear with me. Okay, we'll go Premier League results first then, yeah? Okay, so just Championship on Friday. But let's go. First, brilliant result for West Ham. West Ham 3, Chelsea 2, Wolves 0, Liverpool 1, Southampton 1, Brighton 1, Newcastle 1, Burnley 0, Watford 1, Man City 3. Now, the thing with Watford, I think that I think going forward they're okay, but I think their defence is really shaky. Their defence is holding them back at the moment. Newcastle, obviously their first win. I did have Adam Pearson great Newcastle YouTuber on the show. On a show last we done when did we upload Wednesday, I think it was. Lovely, lovely guy. Please check out his stream as well. And then it was yesterday's Premier League. Was Leeds 2, Brentford 2, Tottenham 3, Norwich 0, Man United 1, Palace 0. Now, you guys can tell me whether or not this Man United, when I didn't watch it, granted I didn't watch it, okay, but I, you know, what people are telling me, oh, they're playing great, and it was still 0-0 up until very late on in that game. I would, a Villa 2, Leicester 1. I kind of done a part-time watch along, let's just say. Sam come into the chat and we had a real good chat. And then obviously tonight, Everton 2, Arsenal 1, Martin Odegaard. I think made up for his mistake when he lunged in on that tackle against Man United during the midweek last week. He had the first goal. Richarlison had a goal disallowed with VAR on 57. However, he did score on 79, and then Demarai Gray on, well, in injury time. We'll go into the chat for a minute because I know I've got a funny feeling there's at least a couple of Arsenal fans. Randy, hi Randy, hope you're well, mate. Randy, you're an Arsenal fan. You're from New Zealand, I know, so I don't know what time it is there at the moment. First of all, many thanks for joining, much appreciated. Brownie. Randy. But Randy, let me know what you think about the game. I didn't see all of it. I seen the goals, I'll be honest with you, or the highlights, let's just say. But what I did see was that equaliser by Richarlison, or Richarlison, whatever you want to call it. I thought the centre halves, the Arsenal centre halves, when they come back off the bar, I thought they were very slow to react. Very, very slow to react. Okay, no one may have thought it. People may have thought it was going over. Ramsey certainly didn't the way he was stretching. But I do think that the Arsenal backline. When was the last time they actually? I'm going to check this out. Actually, last time they actually kept a clean sheet, because they getting opened up quite easily in the back lately. Very good going forward, apart from Aubameyang, but you know, the midfield very good offensive wise. But there's something up with the Arsenal back line really. Let's go. The last time they kept a clean sheet was Newcastle home. Well, okay, take that out of the equation. Watford, well, they've had a couple of clean sheets. Save what? Oh, Brighton, Leicester. That would have been a good clean sheet. Watford, Newcastle. Okay, so they can see 2 against Everton, 3 against United, 4 against Liverpool, 1 against Villa, and 2 against Palace. Okay, it's a 50-50. You know, I'll take that point back a bit. But they definitely are conceding, 4 against Liverpool, 3 against United. Okay, you know, they are, you can say on paper, they're the better team. 2 against Everton. There's something wrong with this Arsenal backline at the moment. I don't know. I don't really watch Arsenal that much. Has it been injuries? Has it been... you know, I know you've had a new right back come in, haven't you, of late? You know, how is he performing? I don't know. John Wayne, howdy, John, howdy. John, I think you are an Arsenal fan as well. I may be mistaken, but I think you may be an Arsenal fan. Let me know how you think it went. Apart from that, please, guys, before going any further, please check the channel figures below. You know, because of certain, you know, liars, let's just say, the channel figures will be always updated before every single live show. So I did update them just before. we're on 1,718 YouTube subs, 871 Facebook likes on the Football Brownie Facebook page, 446 Twitter followers, and 396 Insta followers. So please, guys, if you can help us out, you can help the channel on any platform. Even if you have already subscribed on YouTube, but you haven't liked our Facebook page or on Twitter or Insta, anything, any little thing would be helpful to to the channel and to the community. Also, as well, I hate doing this, but the membership is back open. Thank you very much, YouTube and Google and everyone else, after the awful hacking, which happened to the channel a couple of weeks ago. But the membership is back open, and we do, for you tech bastards out there, we do have a $1.99 basic membership. So for what? Not even. Well, what I do? It was 4 bottles for a $5, right? So, okay. So basically, for a couple of bottles from the local supermarket, why not help the Football Brownie community and become even a basic member? You'd be very, very grateful. I know Randy is one of the inner circle now. And Randy says, I want a glory horse for Christmas. You like that conversation, didn't you? I have messaged Sam if he wanted to come on, but I know he was on a panel of another channel during the Arsenal game, because obviously he's an Arsenal fan and he needed to chill out after going from one panel to the other. You have said he may come on. Let's hope he does. John Wayne, no. Oh, you're not. What? Who do you support then, John? I always thought you were an Arsenal fan. But he does say no. But I agree, the defence is awful. It really is, actually. It is surprising. I don't know. Is it because of a defensive midfield area? We're not getting any protection. But you can't blame the defensive midfielders for that sleeping. Basically, they were both centre halves are having a kip. They're having a bloody power nap for Everton's equaliser. So the blame firmly lies on them. Reactionary, absolutely awful, really. And I would see reactions like that at championship level. I really would. Raddy is in the house. Hi, Raddy. Hope you're well. Raddy, I know you're an Arsenal fan. What do you think of the game tonight? I think it also has to be brought into consideration. Many players and teams over the years have said that the crowd can act like your 12th man. And I do think it could well be everything is going to be put down to different tactics or blah, 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 blah. But I do think that because of everything that's happened lately, I do think that the crowd not doing that protest on the 27th minute, I think could well have given Everton team that little bit of a push where normally they wouldn't have. So I think it could well be other circumstances went against Arsenal tonight. I don't know. Listen, I may well just be drumming up excuses for Arsenal. I'm not too sure, but Arsenal fans in the chat, what do you think? No, you don't even have to be an Arsenal fan. Anyone in the chat, what do you think? Colin, hi Colin, how are you, mate? You good? I tell you what, mate. You know what? You do make me laugh when you're on Denver's channel. Many thanks for joining. Much appreciated. Colin, I don't know who you support actually, but many thanks. you do make me laugh when I come into Denver Developers chat. I tell you. Let's see. Ready. 23 months as manager has built his team. I'm afraid he's come up short big time. Okay. 23 months, he's still won a bloody FA Cup. Let's be honest. I remember, you see, I got a different kind of mindset to most Arsenal fans. Simply because I remember the days before George Graham. Right? And I remember when Arsenal were average. And I remember when George Graham got rid of the big names like Charlie Nicholas and so on, and the big earners, and started with younger. So I can kind of relate to what Arteta is doing in a little while, you know. But he has won an FA Cup. You know, there are many supporters and many teams out there, Raddy, who would die for their team to win an FA Cup. And Arteta done it within the first few months of first year of season or whatever. He took control. I think that buys him. I thought that would buy him some credit within the Arsenal setup, but unfortunately, nowadays the value of winning the FA Cup isn't as great as it was, back in my day of following football. So I don't know. Take your opponents tonight. They haven't won a single trophy. The protest, I don't know why, but the protest was 27 minutes, but it's 26 years. It might be 27 seasons. But anyway, call it 27. 27 years they haven't won a single trophy. And Everton used to be nicknamed or called the money team of England. They were the money team. Everyone would come, them and Liverpool, the title would go from one side of Stanley Park to the other. I think it was 8 years in concession that the league title went either to Liverpool or to Everton. 8 years in concession in the 80s. In the 60s, a lot of money were ploughed into Everton. So if you give like the Everton if you give Newcastle, even Tottenham, an FA Cup for 1 year, I think they'd be so fucking grateful. But on the other hand, I think Arsenal fans just had it too good for too long, and they always expect to be up there. The problem with the Premier League now is that, back in when Arsenal were very, very successful, it was either them or Manchester United. Let's be honest. And when Chelsea started coming into it later on during the Ferguson-Wenger kind of battle. But now you have basically got countries, oil-rich countries, using the Premier League as propaganda tools. Right? So they are ploughing millions. The competition in the Premier League is so much more difficult now. And so for that respect, I don't think you can compare any manager now, on his like success rate or bloody, percentage, winning percentage. I don't think it's fair that you can compare any manager now to any manager back then. Unless it's like David Moyes with West Ham, because he's doing unbelievably well at West Ham. Because the point I'm making is the competition is so, you're talking 3-4. Liverpool weren't even bloody, in the bloody final of a race going back bloody 20 years ago. They were just also runs. When they won the league a couple of years ago, that was the first time they won a league for 30 years. So whilst I understand the annoyance of Arsenal fans, if you take a step back, look at the wider picture, I think Arsenal fans have been a bit greedy. and you know, we need to realise that football goes in cycles. I don't know. Listen, am I right or not? Am I right or not? I don't know. You know, you let me know. You let me know. Frazo's in the house. Hi, Frazo. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. Colin says, I watched the second half, mate. Arsenal sat back, let Everton go into the game. Brownie, I'm a Villa. I didn't know you were a Villa fan, mate. Didn't know you were a Villa fan. Played with, you played with Whittingham. He was my neighbour, mate. On Demcast, madman. I know you are a madman. You make me laugh. Listen, Colin, we'll have a chat. And I'd love to hear your stories about playing with Whittingham. I'll be honest here. Anyway, I'm not being upset tonight, but definitely have a chat about that. Much appreciated. Raddy, fucking hell, I am being upset now. Just bear with me, guys. Yeah, bear with me. 2 minutes. Sorry, guys. I just needed to compose myself. But Colin, definitely, we'll have a good chat about that. I didn't realise that of the time in which I've known you on YouTube. I never knew that, mate. So we'll definitely have a chat. Right. Right. Raddy says, I love the F Cup, but managers at big clubs supposed to be judged on league performances and we're nowhere near the top of the league. Granted, yes, I get that. Okay, as an Arsenal fan, let me just ask, not just you, Raddy, any other Arsenal fan, and if you're watching this on playback later on and you're an Arsenal fan, just, put it into a comment. Here's a question for you. Okay, are you judging Arteta's like win ratio? I don't know how you know me and statistics. The only real statistic I look at is the final score. Anyway, let me just put this question to you, Arsenal fans. Are you comparing Arteta's record to previous managers? Wenger, I suppose you can't really compare. George Graham, the older ones, maybe George Graham. Are you comparing, now to then because the competition? Listen, Man City back then, the likes of Man City was yo-yoed. I remember Man City in League One, right? I remember my dad's a Man City fan. He hates the way the club is now because he preferred it when the club was a working class club, quite shit, really, losing more games than that he can remember, and in the old ground. He doesn't like this bloody. They've completely lost their identity. In his eyes, they've completely lost their identity, and I can absolutely see where you're coming from. But anyway, like some Man City, we're bloody in League One or the Championship will come up and down before this money come in. The money come in, let's be honest, the money come in towards the end of Wenger's time. If this money went into Man City, during Wenger's more successful period, there's no way Arsenal would have been invincible that one season. Absolutely no way. Chelsea, I think Wenger was very lucky that the Abramovich money was going into Chelsea towards the end of his successful period, because I think exactly the same. I think they would have. There's no way he would have been the. Would have been as successful. I know Abramovich was at Chelsea over the start of the Abramovich era, was at Chelsea, doing success Arsenal had, but we all know it takes 3-4 years. Newcastle are going to find this now, 3, 4, 5 years, and I think Wenger was very lucky, and Ferguson very lucky that the money started going into Chelsea after they had their successes in the 90s. What other ones can we talk about? Tottenham, forget about them. Everton have basically spent nearly £750 million. All depends who what report you listen to or read or accept, but between 500 million and £750 million Everton have spent. Right now, that can be done with incomings, outgoings, but what have they got? They got 3 good players in which could fit into a Man United, let's just say. Everyone else is dog shite. Iwobi, they spent 30-40 million on Iwobi. You couldn't get into Arsenal's team. So it's all well and it's all well and good having money. First of all, the money got to be spent properly, and also there's, in my opinion, there's a lot more competition now than it was back in Wenger and Ferguson's time, and whilst you can only beat what's in front of you, I get that. I do think it's unfair on many managers when their modern day record is put up against a Wenger or a Ferguson back in the days where they didn't really have much competition. I don't know. You lot tell me. But it's a good conversation to have, that's for sure. Colin says, Brownie, spot on. Exactly. Well, I'm not always spot on, but maybe it's age. Maybe it's age in which I'm coming out with some of these comments. As money talks, CEOs control transfers and stuff. Yeah, that's another thing as well. That's what will Rafa Benitez and Mashiri at Everton have now thrown their cover under a bus in the last 24, 48 hours. So what they really need now is that everything is on them. Everything is on them. So every transfer Rafa is doing now. Okay, no worries, you do it. Transfer is bad, it's on you, Rafa. Raddy says, Brownie, I'm not a big fan of chopping and changing managers also, but there's a page. Oh, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Especially social media. Social media can bring out the worst in football fans. And also as well, it's because the Premier League have expanded. I'm going back to the days where Premier League was really UK. But because they've absolutely exhausted the UK finances now, especially how much Sky charges and so on, they've now gone global in the last, 15, 20 years. With it going global, likes of bloody YouTube and so on, I can't criticize YouTube when I got my own channel on here, but there's definitely a different type of football fan now which followed Premier League football because of a global audience. And as a result, I don't think that global audience is as patient as the audiences were when it was more when it was more UK support. I don't think yeah. Is it egos? Is it egomaniacs in charge of, is multi-billionaires in charge of these clubs now? And is it egotistical, saying, "Oh, look, my bloody football club is fucking not winning much. Okay, we'll sack a manager. Is it the egomaniacs in charge of these clubs? Are these the reasons why clubs are so trigger happy now? Because they don't want to be looked bad upon with the global audience? I don't know. Certainly a good debate to have. That's for sure. Maybe another time. More drunken debate, I think. Maybe another time. Colin, we should do that. We both started Cov. All right, okay. Oh, I'd love to, mate. Love to have a bloody chat or do a podcast. But it'd be fantastic, actually. Do you have any photos as well, Colin? Ready. We asked let Wenger leave for finishing 6th and then sacked Emery for finishing 5th. Yeah. But I do think I don't think many Arsenal fans believed Wenger. They believed that Wenger was a reason why the club wasn't spending the money in which needed to be spent. I think Wenger should have went after they won the cup against Hull. I think so. He lasted too long. And let's be honest, with football was moving on from Wenger's time. Emery, I don't think the fans. I don't think the fans were to blame. The problem with Emery is that you had many subpar players in that team, and I'm sure there were cliques. There were cliques within that Arsenal changing room, and I think Emery was thrown under the bus by the Arsenal players, and sometimes I do think that when they needed a point or two to make the Champions League qualification that one year when Emery was in charge, I do think that was deliberate by the players that they didn't get it. And especially in the UEFA Cup final or Europa League Cup final. That was embarrassing. Then give 18 months to Arteta and still hasn't worked out. I'm not saying that happening will change the fortune. I think that at least he won a cup. But listen, Arteta would have known the job in hand before he took that job. So I think he brought the board with him. Is that okay? Listen, I'm not going to be thrown under a bus after 1 year or 2 years. You want to take me on? This is a long-term project. and I don't know. Maybe it's written into a contract that they have to give him a massive payout if they broke that agreement. I don't know. Stefan says fan protest. Yeah, I hope you like. I hope you like that that upload. It was quite a funny upload, really. But yeah, fan protest of the year, guys. If you haven't watched it, I done an upload about what, hour and a half ago now. Fan protest of the year award actually goes to Everton fans in the 27th minute tonight. Absolutely embarrassing. Colin says, Brownie, how much money do you reckon Newcastle new owners give Eddie in January, and who can I bring in for big money? Right. Okay, good question, Colin. And I did have Adam Pearson on the channel last week. If you think back to when Man City started having money, they were paying big money for a number of players, like Joe, Robinho, and players like that. Never really worked out long term. It's a kind of like stage progress. I think Eddie Howe is probably another one. I don't think Eddie Howe will last, and I think he knows this himself. Eddie Howe will only last to help stabilise the club as a stable Premier League manager. Remember, Man City had Stuart Pearce, Mark Hughes, bloody, helped stable before the club went to the next level. So I think Newcastle exactly the same. We're gonna have to overpay on certain players, like the likes of Burnley's Tarkowski. I think they're going to get him, but they're going to pay over the valuation to try and encourage players to go over. I don't really think they will. I don't think they will get many proper top level, big time players until at least 2-3 years down the line. It is an interesting one. There's always rumours that other clubs in the Premier League protesting and they've agreed not to sell players to Newcastle because they didn't like the Premier League granting the owners to become the new owners of Newcastle. I don't know whether that agreement is still in place, so they may have to go abroad. But I don't think they're going to have to spend. Don't get me wrong, they're going to have to spend, but I don't think the big names in which I expected will come in until a couple of years down the line when our club is more stable on the pitch. I don't know what you guys, if you guys agree or not. Randy says you compare. Oh, Randy's the Arsenal fan. You compare Arteta to the wrong manager. Okay, who do you compare as an Arsenal fan, Randy? Who do you compare him with then? I'm basically comparing generations rather than actual managers, if you know what I mean. Big clubs shouldn't be happy with FA Cup and Charity Shield. Right, that's definitely a generation thing because the FA Cup has been so diluted now. Stefan is in the chat. Stefan will tell you the FA Cup used to be a massive, massive event. But, for one reason or another, I don't really want to go down this avenue, but it's been so devalued in the last 20, 30 years, is that I can understand the reason behind Randy's comment. But would you not say that Everton, and I explained Everton earlier on, Everton, Villa, columns and Villa used to won the European Cup before. Nottingham Forest, I know they won it twice, but I know they championship level. Tottenham, they got to the Champions League semi-final, runners up. I'm trying to think of the kind of tier underneath. Would you not say that they're not big clubs then? Because at the moment, you give an FA Cup to an Everton fan or Tottenham fan, or a West Ham fan, I suppose. Trying to think of the other bloody Newcastle fan. Would you not say that they're big clubs? I'm interested in your comments. That's all. I'm interested in your comments. I'm not trying to dismiss anyone's comment. Yeah. And Randy says, "Hello." Colin says, "Lots of hey, be brilliant to dig them out, and then we'll do a fantastic podcast." Colin, be really interested, man. Stefan says, "AFTV want to change." Yeah, they did. They did. John Wayne says, but he says, Newcastle will get some mediocre players in, might just be enough to survive. Yeah, I wouldn't call them mediocre, but yeah, non-top level players. I agree on that. Maybe one or two which would were coming to the end of their contracts, maybe. So, I tell you, here's a question for you, then. Here's a question for you. I know there's a few Arsenal fans in the chat, but we'll go with this. What if Newcastle come in for Aubameyang? Would Arsenal take it? Would Newcastle fans like it? Because it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Or Lacazette. Now that would be interesting. Howdy. Stefan said howdy. Stefan says, come up, yeah. Stefan says, let's face it, getting sacked in football is quite lucrative. Yeah. You know, managers like Mick McCarthy have made careers out of it, mate. You get to walk. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Stefan. You're an Ipswich fan. You know about Mick McCarthy. Colin says, I think you're right, Brownie. I see Board bringing in players above his head like Chelsea, Man City did. Yeah, I think so. And, you know, I remember there's a story about David Sullivan, Sam Allardyce being a West Ham manager. And Dave Sullivan said, all right, I got you this player. I didn't want that player. Well, I got you. Oh, son, the player turns up on training. Sam Allardyce didn't know who the fuck he was, really. You know, it can't really be very, very smooth running of a business, can it? Manny talks bullshit walks. Newcastle will buy some decent players. This is why I don't know, guys. If you watch my my podcast with Mark Bowen, the Zenit St. Petersburg media manager last week, because we had a chat about that's Ralph Rangnick, because he was with Lokomotiv Moscow before he went to Manchester United, and I can see, I don't know if you guys agree, but I can see a massive PR operation behind Ralph Rangnick. And you're on about money talks, bullshit walks. I think, you know, Ralph Rangnick seems like a guy who would go into an interview for a job and have all PowerPoint presentations and shit like that, you know, because he is a very, very good talker. But I think he'll all come crumbling down. That's my opinion. Lokomotiv, he spent 30 million and to strengthen the team, are actually worse than what they were when he got there. Something not right with that, I'm telling you. Colin says, Randy, FA Cup early way into European football? Correct. Stefan says, the devaluement of the FA Cup is outrageous. But, yeah. It started when Man United, didn't it? It started when Man United, who were pushed into. Many people always blame Man United for this, but they were actually pushed by the FA and by the British government at the time to boycott or withdraw from the FA Cup competition and play in the World Club competition, basically to keep FIFA happy because England were doing a World Cup bid at the time. So they were actually pushed by both the FA and the government at the time. But it's ever since Man United withdrew from that FA Cup. Now, I've got a funny feeling I was in Australia then. I think it may have been about 2000, the year 2000, 99, 2000 time. But from that moment on, the development of the FA Cup has happened. And another thing as well, I have to say this, it is the elephant in the room. It's the football is business now. And the win bonuses for progression in the FA Cup need to be at least double. The winning a game in a FA Cup for a large team compared to compared to a game in a Premier League, or when you look at the figures, you're talking about win bonus and so on, or even winning the FA Cup, and you compare that to the difference in finishing, I don't know, fucking 20th to 19th or 19th to 18th in the Premier League, you can then understand the reasoning behind clubs playing weaker teams. That needs to be looked into. And another thing in which needs to be looked into, which I never knew until I was out in Spain. In the Copa del Rey, in the early rounds, you have seeded teams, and they will always play against the lesser teams, part-time teams, the weaker teams of the draw, let's just say, because that will always guarantee a big payday for the lesser team. But we don't do that in the UK. People always want, I know the third round draw took place today. People always want, Man United playing bloody St. Albans City or whatever. But because everyone is in a hat at the same time, it's very unlikely that would happen. But in a third round, if you seeded the teams, there'd be much more of a chance that a Man United would play a St. Albans, and the smaller teams would have, they'd have revenue which could keep them going for a year or maybe 2 years. I really think that needs to be looked into. I don't know what you guys think. Let me just go to the toilet first. Bear with me. Many thanks for people joining. Bear with me, guys. Go to the toilet. Okay, I'm back. So what do you think of my idea, guys, about basically ranking teams? Because I remember when I was in Marbella, over in Spain, you've got La Liga and the Segunda Liga, which is the Premier League and the Championship. They're the only full-time leagues in Spain have. Anything under that, because it's regionalised, Spain's such a vast country, it's all regionalised. It's all part-time. Marbella is in the equivalent to, they changed it this year, but it used to be League One, Group bloody 3 or whatever. If they did progress to that level or that stage of the Copa del Rey, they'd then have a La Liga team. I think, they went to they had Real Vallecano, and they would always have the home tie. They would always be home, to help. I do think that that would help the cup. Column says, the new FA rule coming in, both FA Cup finals at Wembley, win or lose, both. Oh, is it? I had another idea, and I did this years ago, right at the start of this bloody channel. I did get shot down quite. But what if, right? I'm just thinking aloud to help bloody the competition as a whole. What else? What if they took the 4th place Premier League team or Champions League qualification for 4th place, give that to the FA Cup winners, and put the 4th place into the Europa League? Would that strengthen the FA Cup? Would that give teams the desire to want to go far in that trophy? I don't know. It's all debate, isn't it? Football is all about debate. I could be absolutely wrong. On about Uber. Aubameyang, sorry. I personally call manage safely tonight. Ashley take it. Yeah. What regarding Aubameyang's contract? People who have known me on this channel and on other channels, back then I was on a lot of Arsenal fan channels, would know that I was one of the few who was against Arsenal re-signing that contract of his. Being based out in Spain at the time, his PR machine was on about Real Madrid are putting an offer, Barcelona putting an offer. But because of his age, no one was offering him more than 2 years. Inter, I think, then come in with that. No, they didn't even offer him 2 years because of his age. But this is where social media fans push clubs into making some ridiculous decisions at times, because Arsenal felt the build-up by Arsenal fans on social media that they wanted that contract given to Aubameyang and what he wanted. So he had a longer-term contract on ridiculous money, and you could tell before that summer, for a few months before, you could tell that he was gradually losing his pace. I don't want to say I was right, but Dan. Hi, Dan. Hope you're well, mate. All right, Brownie. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Hope you are too. Guys, while everyone's in the chat and everything, just to look, all the channel figures are above, latest before today's show. Also, memberships. We do have a $1.99 membership now, basic membership for all your tight bastards. But no, if you can help out, much appreciated. Colin says he's a yes man, controlled by. Oh, you're on about Ranyak now, yeah? Just look at Klopp, Pep, Jose. First manager to change the structure was Fergie O'Neill, Harry. Yeah. I remember Harry Redknapp. Did he walk out at Portsmouth? He walked out one club because he didn't want a director of football coming in. I can't remember what club it was. Maybe Tottenham. I can't remember. But there's also other reasons which I'll probably be sued for, the likes of Harry Redknapp and transfer dealing. So I'll let you. Stefan says, didn't United draw a non-league club? I know they drew Wrexham ages ago. I think they drew Crawley when Crawley were non-league, weren't they? I think they drew Crawley when Crawley were non-league. But listen, I'm on about if it was not at Old Trafford, at the other Brownies should really do these shows from a loop. I do apologize. I don't know how long I go on for. I don't like eating whilst on camera. I try not to. So what I do, I do have some food before, and then as the show goes on, and I've had a couple of drinks, all of a sudden it's time for the toilet. That's basically the reason for it. So I do apologise. I know yesterday Sam helped me out on that. Colin says, the FA Cup really keeps the non-league sides together. It's so important. Completely agree. Which is my annoyance of the League Cup. I don't know if it's still the same now. No, Newport went quite far in the League Cup when COVID was happening. However, because it was COVID, they hardly had a single penny for going through into like fifth round or something. Because of COVID, the prize money of the League Cup was absolutely taken away. So even though you did progress, you didn't have no prize money. You just had gate receipts and money from that. Disgusting, really. Colin says, agree Brownie totally. Stefan, scrapping of a cup, you know what, Stefan? I loved the Cup Winners' Cup. I absolutely loved the Cup Winners' Cup. Cardiff were regular participants. They absolutely were. All of the Welsh League Club, Cardiff definitely were. Unfortunately, it wasn't because the scrapping of the Cup Winners' Cup, Cardiff weren't involved. Actually, the FA of Wales stopped teams. Cardiff's entry was via the Welsh Cup. That is how they got into the Cup Winners' Cup. However, a few years before the Cup Winners' Cup actually dissolved, the Welsh FA stopped the teams who were playing in English competition to participate in any Welsh Cup. So it was because of that. For the last few years of the Cup Winners' Cup, you had the likes of Bangor City or Ballytown or whatever. And it was a shame. You asked many Cardiff City fans, some of the trips. It was before my time, if I'm honest with you. It was before my time, but many Cardiff City fans would tell you about the trips to Standard Liège, Amira Wacker, and I'm sure Swansea fans, they had an interesting journey to Panathinaikos 1 year. Yeah, so, yeah, I loved the Cup Winners' Cup. Everton won a Cup Winners' Cup in 85, didn't they? Colin, FA Cup is the oldest cup and needs to hold its respect. Give the pyramid a paydays. Yeah, I agree. Maybe that will come because it's now new discussions now between the Premier League and the FA and the EFL. Maybe more prize money towards the FA Cup may come from those meetings. I wouldn't hold out any bloody luck, but oh. Went to see Ipswich win it in '78 as a kid. Totally magical day, yeah. Didn't Aberdeen win it or, against Real Madrid in '84? I can't remember now. I love the Cup Winners' Cup. Man United beat Barcelona, didn't they, in Rotterdam in '91? Was Pompey Brownies? Ah, right. Okay. I knew it was one of them. Glad Town managed to avoid COVID United in the Cup. I don't know who you're talking about now. I haven't got a clue who you're talking about. Who are you talking about, Seven? COVID United. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, so guys, check out the bloody membership. $1.99 you type gets. And right, okay. No, it's not. Sorry, I keep right. All right, okay, no worries. Okay, right, let's do a screen share for a minute. I know it probably won't interest many of you, but I just wanted to do this really. Okay, over the weekend, you guys know I live in the Merthyr area, which is about, well, I'm with my parents at the moment, about 20 miles north of Cardiff. Football fan. Right, this is Wales Online. It's a typical bloody media. Football media in Wales. Football fan attacked with brick in Merthyr, Farnborough, pitch invasion. This happened over the weekend on Saturday. 3 people were taken to hospital as they were injured during a pitch invasion at a Merthyr Town football match. Incident happened during a away game at Farnborough on Saturday. One person is believed to have been attacked with a brick during a pitch invasion involved around 50 people, a spokesman from Hampshire Constabulary said. Officers were called to the game after fans filled the pitch and fights broke out in a car park as people left the stadium. According to Merthyr, the incident resulted in a number of Merthyr fans being injured. A club spokesman said it will be working alongside Farnborough, Southern League and police to address the incident. Go down. Come on. I hate bloody adverts. Right. Spokesman Hampshire police said we launched an investigation at fighting disorder broke out at a football match between Farnborough and Merthyr at the stadium. Our officers were called to the team's home ground at Cheywood Road, Farnborough, after some fans invaded the pitch. Fights broke out car park as people left the stadium. About 500 supporters there. Thought around 50 were involved in a pitch invasion. We're not asking for anyone information about what happened or mobile phone footage. Goes down. 3 people were taken to hospital with injuries and being treated. It's believed that one of the injuries happened to the victim was attacked with a brick, and it's thought sticks were used in a fight in 2. 3 men been arrested and currently in police custody. 1 aged 26 from Aberdeen, 1 25 from Bristol, and a third 32 from Blackfield. And they're asking for witnesses and footage and so on and so forth. Okay, so right now stop sharing. Okay, so let's stop sharing that. However, I've spoken to quite people who were either attending that game or in fact I've actually spoken to one of the players, right? And there's no pitch invasion. There's actually no pitch invasion at all. What did happen though? There were fights in the car park and so on, and the fans were taken to hospital and treated, and thankfully they're safe and well. But what did happen was the referee, when all fighting broke out, the referee actually ran down to the changing rooms and basically locked himself in a changing room, scared. And the Farnborough captain, or no, I'm going to take that back. A Farnborough player actually jumped into the stand and started fighting. So, just in case you've seen that, there was no pitch invasion involving 50 people, but there was very interesting scenes, and I don't know if you guys follow, local league or non-league or Seven Football League, but yeah, for the referee to basically shit himself and run down to the changing rooms, and because he's supposed to be the kind of representative, or the league's representative. Anything happens, then it's noted and reported to the league. We're talking seventh tier football year, and I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked that that even though we're part-time players, I'm gobsmacked with players. Well, am I? Because I know it's. I had an issue with a player before, but I'm gobsmacked that the media have created this. There was a pitch invasion involving 50 players when actually fighting broke out, which involved players who were supposed to be playing the game. I don't know. Hopefully the truth will come out. And you never know. I may be able to get a Merthyr Town player who was actually on the pitch at the time. And we have. Rob, I know what you're saying in the chat. Not tonight, mate. Not tonight. If message me if you want, but please not in my shows, mate. If that's okay. I shouldn't have done that one before. Colin or said, Brownie, mate, message me your Facebook or IG account. I'll tell you what, hey, mate, oh yeah, look, all my check the ticker bar below. Check the ticker bar below, and all the my Twitter tag, Instagram on that. It's all on there, man. It's all on there. So no worries. Check our ticker bar below, yeah. Ben Turner would be a good one as well. And Bellamy. Yeah, Ben Turner would be a good one as well, because he played for Cardiff. He scored that equaliser against Liverpool in the League Cup final. Bloody hell. I went down about three rows of chairs that day at Wembley. Brownie, was you at the cup fight? Yeah, I was, yeah. Was which group with his family in boxers was great day? Right, okay. Same boat was out. First time got which piss in Tiger. Yeah, I did go to that game, and I tell you what, look, Peter Engelman fucked up big time. And as a Villa fan, I'm sure you were used to Peter Engelman fuck ups when he played for Villa. But I'm convinced, I'm absolutely convinced that had Aaron, now bear in mind, Aaron Ramsey was doing that cup run. Aaron Ramsey, I think, top of my head, I think he made his debut. We were in the Championship, so we would have gone into the FA Cup around about third round. If I'm right, the third round is in January. If I'm right, what was it? 2008? 2000, was it 2008? Because I got married. I got married in January 2008. Anyway, during the year of that cup final, I think Aaron Ramsey made his Cardiff debut either at the beginning of January or earlier before Christmas. And because as we progressed throughout that cup run, Aaron Ramsey started, having 90 minutes in the games, and the press and everyone started to take notice. For some unknown reason, he didn't start that FA Cup game, that FA Cup final, for some unknown reason. I know he'd come on, and when he'd come on, he did make a difference. But I am convinced, and I will never. I refuse to watch a game. I refuse to watch a game back at, But I'm convinced until the day I die that if Aaron Ramsey had started that game, then we would have won. I remember, I think Paul Parry went 1-on-1 with the Pompey keeper. Sure, he went 1-on-1. But I'm convinced Pompey were no good. Pompey were there for the taking on that day. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why, mate. Colin, I'm really interested in this conversation, Colin. I'll be honest with you, mate. I know him, Brown. Miscontrolled pass with went and this. Yeah. Fucking yeah, Engelman. Fucking hell. And you know what? I was an Engelman fan until that day. I think the ticket, I was actually on the big screen. I think I was on a big screen in Wembley. I don't know if it was broadcasted. I don't know if that stream was broadcasted, on BBC or whatever it was then. But I was very much down the front. I think I may have been about 3 rows on front. I think I may have been. And my view right in front of me was the Cardiff touchline. So I had the best view for the Engelman fuck up. And boy, was it a fuck up. Yeah. So one of my mates, who will not be named though, follow Cardiff because he's older than me. Follow Cardiff far longer than me, and we've been involved in some awkward issues following Cardiff. But on a very day we got to a cup final, he took too many ecstasy pills on a run up to kickoff that he actually fell asleep. He fell asleep, and he was sleeping a few seats down from me all game. He completely missed the game. And I always remind him of that. Yeah, we won't go into that conversation. Hope you guys realise that. Column knows as well, so. Column says, Peter told me Jay bought 50% and started, look fucked. Yeah. I think look, Cardiff, we weren't strong in depth, and and it was a case of a 50% Peter Whittingham was better than nothing. A 50% Jay Bothroyd was better than nothing. I think that was the mentality of Dave Jones at the time. But with regarding Ramsey, neither of them would have. Ramsey was at the height of his time at Cardiff. This is why, weeks later, Peter Ridsdale cashed in on him. Basically took Ramsey to fucking Poundland, cashed in on him when he could have taken him to fucking Harrods and cashed in on him. That's another thing. That's another thing. But I think Dave Jones went on before that Ramsey's lack of experience, because he was 17, 18 at the time, may go against him and may hamper the team. Although when I heard that starting 11 and Ramsey not being in there, that was probably more of a bigger mistake than playing Peter Whittingham and Jay Bothroyd. That's in my opinion. It's all ifs, buts, and maybes. Going to football and I said, no, I hated it, man. Absolutely hated it. I've never had a good trip, I'll be honest with you. I've never had a good trip, so I keep well away. Colin says Ramsey was amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I'm telling you now, there's a youngster coming through Cardiff at the moment, and I can only talk from personal opinion, but I think I think he's better than what Ramsey was at the same kind of time. Now, Cardiff are in a very similar situation financially as they were when they sold Ramsey, and there's already rumours floating about that bigger clubs. Now, this is a key, is it, right? The type of clubs, maybe lower Premier League, who are looking at them are the type who know that it could well be a massive sell-on price tag if they then sold him on. But Ruben Colwill is, in my opinion, a better player than Aaron Ramsey was at his stage, or this stage in his Cardiff career. That's my opinion. I don't know if you guys have, I don't know if you guys have watched him. He did score the winner at Nottingham Forest. That was a Sky game. I don't know if you guys may have watched that, but he's really, really coming on now. And it's not just him. We got 3 or 4 youngsters. I mentioned my friend's son, Isaac Davis. Unfortunately, I mentioned him a year and a half ago when I started doing watch-alongs for Cardiff games. Unfortunately, he had an injury that kept him out for 3-4 months. During that time, when Ruben Colwill then took over, took over him. But now we've got a good crop of 3-4 players. But Ruben Colwell, I'm telling you, he's already made his Welsh international debut, and he is better than what Ramsey was at his age, without doubt. Rob, I'm not getting involved, mate, because it's a police matter. I've got a police matter going on with that thing anyway. So please, mate, listen, I don't want to time you out. I've asked you a number of occasions now. Please not in my chat, and please not in right. So please, mate, yeah, just out of respect, not in my chat. If you want to talk about issues about that subject, then DM me. Right now, I've told you what 5-10 minutes ago. Please not in my chat, and you're still doing it in my chat. This is the final warning, mate, yeah? Stefan, remember seeing Ramsey down Portman Road? Class player? Yeah, he was. He was. Absolute class player. And I always think he got undeserved sticker towards his time at end of Arsenal. But you do have to think that if who was that Stoke bloody defender? Shawcross. If Shawcross didn't break his leg, how good a player would Ramsey have been without that injury? You know, it's all again all ifs, buts, and maybes, isn't it? Who's this Brownie so I can follow? I don't know who you're talking. I don't know who you're talking about now. Colin, Brownie, do you know which turned down 10 million bid from Sweden Villa after he scored? Yes. Live Cardiff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know that. He was actually, let's see, he was my neighbour, man. My neighbour. And yeah, he loved Cardiff. Absolutely loved Cardiff. He lived in Penarth. I think he may have went, no, he loved Penarth. No, Penarth it was. And then he moved on then. But on my old intro, I got photos of him, and me and him, and I last bumped into him in Cardiff Airport. I actually done I done a video and done a few stories about us being neighbours and bumping into him in Cardiff Airport when I was living in Spain. Colin, before we do that, check out that video. It would have been about the time where it was the time he passed away. It'd be great if when we do a chat on it, you see my stories and then we'll exchange stories. Yeah, I do know that. I do know that. He loved the area. And Penarth is a great place. Absolutely great place to live. Yeah, reminder card. I think West Ham was another one as well. Yeah, I think West Ham was another one because they went Danny Gabardon. I don't think it was at Danny Gabardon's time. But yeah, I think West Ham were linked to him as well. So many clubs were linked to him at one time in which a midfielder almost topped the championship goal scoring charts for that league. Yeah, please do, mate. It'd be good. It'd be good for you to have a background of my experience with him, and then we can have a good chat then afterwards. Yeah, it'd be good. Right, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. You've had over an hour and a half of my time, you lucky bastards. Right, listen, please help the channel figures above. There's the contact details below. Yeah, if you can, become a member. Please help the Football Brownie community and help the channel go from strength to strength. Until then, adios, hasta luego. Take care. Bye-bye.